Morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Jessa Carter, the peaceful billionaire here. I'm going to do some recap for all of this week's. Hey there. So, good morning. Welcome, welcome. If you are on live with me, drop your first name in the chat. I want to be able to say hello to everyone by name. Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. Is it Bob? Give me a yes if I'm talking to the right person. Let me know if you have some wins you'd like to celebrate. Get some wins going, or gratitude, something you're grateful for in the chat, something that you would like to celebrate, big or small. It might be a personal win. Hey, Tyler. It might be a personal win. It might be a business win. Give me some wins that you're celebrating in the chat. Win, a gratitude. How about something you're grateful for? I am grateful for this beautiful morning. I'm grateful for this beautiful weather in New York. I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful that I had to make a trip to the emergency vet yesterday, and I'm grateful that my little guy is doing okay. What else? Does anyone have questions? I'll do a recap for the week, but if you have any questions, you can drop those in the comments for me if you'd like to pick my brain and ask me any questions. Let's see, quick recap on, I've been giving tips over the past week to optimize your mind for inevitable success and unleash your inner billionaire. And I'm always talking about your mind from the perspective of your mind being a $27 billion asset with 27 billion kilowatts of power, right? So where are you directing all of this value and all of this power that you have within you? And there are really incredible and simple ways to make shifts within your mind that elevate that success, make it faster, and make it inevitable. So how you speak, right? How you speak to yourself is incredibly important, right? So the language that you use, how you speak to yourself. So you can't let the negative Nancy voice win in your head, right? But also, so you have to be in charge, right? You have to be in charge of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not in charge of you. So you can't let that negative Nancy voice in your head win. And there are subtle things in the way that you talk about your success and the way you speak those things into existence. So one of the things, and I haven't shared with this over the past week, like the world's, I've done shorts on this before, but the world's most powerful success mantra is: my voice is thunder, my thought is law, my actions make it so. My voice is thunder, my thought is law, my actions make it so. And when it comes to the science of getting rich, the science of getting rich is based in two things, right? It's that you think in a certain way and you act in a certain way. You think in a certain way and you act in a certain way. And some of those certain ways that you think are tools that I teach you so that you're making this easier and faster for yourself. So one of the tips and tools that I taught over the past week was to eliminate the word TRY from your vocabulary, right? The word try. And I'm only going to say it once because I normally don't use the word, I spell it. But it's a really, really weak and superfluous word that doesn't serve or support your journey. So what happens when you say you're going to TRY to do something? Unfortunately, nothing happens. And so it's very easy to kind of fall into that, oh, I'm going to TRY to get this done. So there is no TRY. You do or do not do. You choose to or choose not to. There is no TRY. You do or do not do. You choose to or choose not to. So you always have the choice. You are always in the driver's seat. You're always in the driver's seat and you always have choice. And that's really, really powerful. One of the other tips that I talked about over the past week was shifting your perspective on obstacles from obstacle equals obstacle to obstacle equals opportunity. Why? Why would you do that? Why would that be valuable for you, right? And the reason being is because if your perspective is that obstacle equals obstacle, whatever that obstacle might be, it might be a personal obstacle, it might be a relationship obstacle, it might be a work obstacle, it might be a financial obstacle, whatever that perceived obstacle is, if your perspective is that obstacle equals obstacle, what happens is your subconscious mind throws up a giant red stop sign and it acts accordingly. It stops. So your creative functioning, your higher level of reasoning automatically shuts down. Whereas if you shift your perspective to obstacle equals opportunity, right? Now perceived obstacle equals opportunity. What happens is now your subconscious mind is searching. So you're not only relying on your logical mind to come up with solutions, you're opening up the possibility to use 100% of your mind and allow the intelligence that you have subconsciously to support you as well. So when obstacle equals opportunity, again, now your subconscious mind is searching. Where's my opportunity? Where's my opportunity? And you may not see the opportunity right away, meaning it might not be instantaneous. But as long as you have that open perspective, you will find the opportunity. And the reason that I love perceived challenges and obstacles, so there's a lot of times, right, there's this perception that you want your life to be free from obstacles. You want a life that is free from obstacles, free from challenges, right, free from those possibilities. And that's actually not true. That's actually not true. You don't want a life that is free from challenges or obstacles, because what happens is you're actually training yourself for bigger challenges and bigger obstacles. So when you step into this perspective of obstacle equals opportunity, and you get really good at overcoming some small obstacles, right? What's on the other side of the obstacle, you now know is an opportunity. And what lies on the other side of that opportunity is a reward. So now you're telling your mind, okay, like I've got this. I've got this. I can do this. And so then life will throw you a medium-sized perceived challenge or obstacle. And now you're just like, okay, I know this perceived challenge or perceived obstacle is really an opportunity. So where is my opportunity? Because I know once I find my opportunity, what's on the other side of that opportunity is reward. And so then you prove that not only to yourself, right? Not only to yourself, but to the universe. Like, okay, now I'm good at overcoming medium-sized perceived challenges and obstacles. Life gives you some bigger ones, right? Life gives you some bigger ones. So now you're like, okay, now I've got a big perceived challenge or obstacle in front of me. Where's my opportunity? Where's my opportunity? Hey there, welcome. And this perspective ties in really well with everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now. So you might have heard the everything happens for a reason before. You might have heard the everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me before. And I add that little caveat, even if I can't see it right now. Even if I can't see it right now. Because as long as you have that open perspective, you're open to possibility, you will then see how it's happening for you. If you have that open perspective of obstacle equals opportunity, you will see the opportunity. But if you have the closed perspective, if you stay in that closed perspective of obstacle equals obstacle, you'll never see the opportunity. You'll never see it. And that's how that works. So similar with everything happens for a reason, that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now. If you think that things are just happening to you by happen chance, right? You think that things are happening to you rather than for you, then things are always going to happen to you, and you're never going to see how that something might possibly happen for you. And it can be really, really, really challenging in the moment, especially if it's something financial, right? I always tie things back to like mind, money, success, mastery. That's my jam, right? And being free from the fear, from the worry, from the doubt, from the guilt, from the shame, right? Because you are not creating, right? You are not creating from those places, right? From the fear, from the worry, from the doubt, from the shame, from the guilt. That's not where your creation is coming from. And that's why the perspective of everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now, is so powerful. Even when things don't go your way, even if it's something scary, even if it's a financial blow. So I found myself in this situation many years ago. So for those of you who don't know, I used to work in Western medicine. I worked in neurosurgery for a very long time. And there was a time when I had been waiting for a contract. I did contract work, and I had been working on a contract for months, and the contract fell through. And I didn't have any other active contracts at the time. And so there had been a few months already that I hadn't been working, and I was waiting on this contract. And this was a contract that was going to give me full-time work for the rest of the year. And so there was a lot riding on it. And I had already been in this uncomfortable place for quite some time. And I was like, okay, like it was starting to become more and more stressful. So when I got the phone call that contract fell through, that was one of those, oh, shizzle moments, right? Basically, oh shit, what the F am I going to do? And because I have trained my mind to look for opportunity, and that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now, I did have my moment, because it was definitely an oh shit moment. So there's that knee-jerk reaction. Your body chemistry wants to freak out. And I did for a couple of minutes, right? You go into that, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I started crying. And then I was like, wait a second. So I just actually started repeating that to myself. Everything happened, Jessa, stop. Sometimes you have to give yourself a pattern interrupt when you get into those moments where your emotions are kind of taking over. You have to give yourself a pattern interrupt. And so oftentimes that pattern interrupt for me is just, Jessa, stop. And that's what I did. I said to myself, Jessa, stop. Crying isn't going to fix anything. Everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now. Everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me, even if I can't see it right now. And I just sat there and I repeated it, and I repeated it, and I repeated it. And all of a sudden, light bulb. At the time, I was doing contract work, and I had a per diem job with one hospital here in New York. And I thought to myself, what if I got more per diem jobs? And if I could find enough per diem jobs here in New York, I would make comparable money to what I'm making traveling, doing contract work. I could stay home. I wouldn't have to travel. And I would also have the freedom and flexibility to work as much or as little as I wanted to. I would have full control over my schedule, which would be really great since I'm building a business and planning to leave medicine anyways. Poof, right? Solution, opportunity. But had I stayed in the fear, had I stayed in the freak out, I wouldn't have seen those opportunities, right? That happened almost instantaneously. Like within half an hour, I went from like, oh shit, to crying to solution. And I was online looking for the opportunities, and there were multiple openings for per diem neurosurgery PAs in New York. And they were brand new job posts that had just been posted within the past 24 to 48 hours. And I applied to every single one of them. And I got every single one of them. Now, of course, it took time because nothing happens fast in medicine. That's a little bit of that's a little bit of a joke. No, there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork involved, and those things never happen as quickly as you like. So the process of getting onboarding and actually started took some time, but I had a solution. Had I stayed, right? Imagine had I stayed in the fear or in the freak out for what? A few days? For a week? Those opportunities might have been gone. They might have been filled. And so when you don't always see it, right? You don't always see it, but the universe is always conspiring in your favor. I truly, truly do believe that. That has been absolutely the experience in my own life, right? The universe is always conspiring in your favor. Everything happens for a reason. That reason is there to serve you, even if you can't see it right now. And I know that that can be a hard pill to swallow, right? It can be a hard pill to swallow. When ish is not going your way, you're like, really? Are you sure about that? But there's also a Steve Jobs saying that is, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. And so if you take a look at your life through that lens of, well, I can't connect any of these dots looking forward. I can only connect the dots looking backward. If you start to look back, you'll see how it all happened for you, even the bad stuff. Right? You'll be able to see, when you look back, you'll start to be able to put it together. When I started looking back on my life, all of the pieces fit together. I had seizures. I had a stint of childhood seizures when I was little. That was what initially sparked my fascination with the brain and with the mind. So I never put two and two together until I started getting into this work, right? The personal, professional, the spiritual development, and going on this tremendous journey of growth and advancement within myself, within my life, personally, professionally, and financially. It's a journey. It's a really, really incredible journey. It's never a destination. But here's the thing, if you're not enjoying the journey, no matter how grandiose the destination is, it's not going to feel as good when you get there if you didn't enjoy the journey. So you get to enjoy this ride. Enjoy this ride. So when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Those childhood seizures, it's no surprise that I ended up working in neurosurgery. It's no surprise that I ended up doing mind and money surgery beyond that, mind, money, and success mastery, mind and money surgery, right? And that I'm so passionate, because when you understand how valuable and how powerful you are, right? And not all of that power is harnessed in the mind. You have power, you have infinite power and infinite intelligence in every cell in your body, but you harness it and you utilize it through your mind. Your mind has to be on board, right? Your mind has to be on board with you. And I've had other bad things happen. I've had the worst financial stuff ever happen. And I remember just sitting there going like, okay, universe, okay, source, okay, creator, like, this is really uncomfortable, but my questions were, why do I have to learn this way? Why am I experiencing this in this way? Now, oftentimes for me, the answer is so that I can better support and guide someone else through it, because I understand it. And for me, there was a period of being completely stripped down, right? No more title, no more prestigious neurosurgical title, no more career, no more paycheck coming in, and really being stripped down. And the biggest thing, hey there, welcome. The biggest thing that I realized when it was all stripped down was that I was asked to know the value of my identity without those things. Because I learned that most people's identity, it's so easy for your identity to get really, really tied up in your career, in a title, in your paycheck, in your ability to earn, right? Your identity and your value and your worth can get tied up in those things. And then when it all gets stripped away, it's like, okay, who are you? And where's your value, right? So to have it all stripped down and all like just, bare bones, just of who are you and how valuable are you? Can you find that when there's nothing external? Nothing to feed the ego. There's nothing external to feed the ego, to just really strip down and be like, okay, I see it, right? I see it. And that worth that is within each and every single one of you is infinite value. Your own worth is priceless. And it's not about any of those external things. It's not about the job that you have. It's not about the title that you have. It's not about how much money you make. It's about who you are. And who you are is priceless. And it is, in fact, your divine birthright to be rich, to have riches in your life. And I also speak a lot about being rich always in all ways. Now, what does it mean to be rich always in all ways? What it means to be rich always in all ways is to be rich mentally, intellectually, physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? And financially rich. It's being rich is about having riches in all areas of your life, in all aspects of your life. And financial wealth is this catalyst for you to enjoy just enhanced and even more of the fullness and the expression that is available in life. So if you have the desire for wealth, if you have the desire for riches, that is innate. That is normal. That is normal. That is a fuller expression within yourself. That desire is expression that wants to be brought forth into physical form in the world. So there's nothing bad There's absolutely nothing bad about wanting more for yourself in this life and wanting more, right? Having more and being able to do more and experience more happens through having more money, being able to contribute in a greater way to this world, to the good of others, happens with more money. So that desire that you have for riches, for success, for wealth, for financial freedom, it's normal. It is normal. How good does that feel? It starts to feel really good when you realize that these desires that you have, that it's normal. So surround yourself with people on a similar path, who share similar values, who have similar goals, who light you up, right? Who nourish that. And it's about filling all of your cups, right? Filling all of those cups, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. It's about filling your cup across the board. Because all of the money in the world is never going to feel good if you're mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally bankrupt. So the riches, right? The rich, the ability to enjoy financial riches, the ability to really enjoy it and create more of it and enjoy it and create more of it and enjoy it and create more of it, that comes from within, right? The more rich you are mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, right? The more rich you are financially as well. Those things go hand in hand. Those things go hand in hand, and the ability to enjoy the money, because there's a whole lot of people who earn a whole lot of money, but they're not happy, they're not fulfilled, they're miserable. There's still a whole lot missing from their life. So that's what I mean when I say that all the money in the world isn't going to feel good if you're mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally bankrupt. So it's about creating more, right? And filling up all of those things simultaneously. Growing yourself internally and growing that external financial presence in your life. You're actually able to grow both of those things simultaneously. And that's where things get really fun, and that's where things happen really, really fast. Because now both of your worlds, right? Your inner world, you have your inner world and there's the outer world. And those two things are starting to align, right? You also have an inner world of money and there's an outer world of money, and those two things are starting to align. And those two things communicate by way of a relationship. Your inner world of money communicates with the outer world of money by way of a relationship. So whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, you have a relationship with money. And that relationship can either be like any other relationship. That relationship can be tumultuous, unsupportive, stressful, or that relationship can be supportive and joyful and peaceful, right? And so which way do you think you're gonna have more fun and make more money, right? You're gonna have more fun and make more money. It's gonna be easier and more fun when that relationship that you have with money is healthy and supportive and peaceful and fun versus stressful and scary, right? Does anyone have, I always say, so does anyone have, it's been about 30 minutes. I don't want to stay on for too long. Does anybody have any questions? I just shared a whole bunch of things. Does anyone have any questions? You can put comments in the chats if you have any questions. If through my sharing, if you have any wins that you want to celebrate before we go, remember the power of celebrating together, right? So there is more than enough for everyone. There is more than enough for everyone in this world. There is infinite supply available. So your success is not taking away from anyone else's success. So we're all here to win, and we're all here to support each other. And what you celebrate gets replicated. So that's why I always invite you to drop something you'd like to celebrate or something that you're grateful for into the comments so that we can celebrate that. Because when you celebrate those things, they expand, right? You're celebrating a win, you're going to get more wins. You're celebrating what you're grateful for, you're going to get more to be grateful for. I like having more to celebrate and more to be grateful for. If anyone in the comments, if you have any wins you want to celebrate, anything you're grateful for you want to celebrate, I will celebrate with you. If you have any questions, I will answer your questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can also, since I am here answering questions, if you don't want to ask a question live, you can DM me a question privately and I will answer those questions. You can always watch the replays. You can watch, I do deep dive. So today I touched on some of the tools that I talked about over the past weeks, the tips and tools over the past couple weeks. But when I talk about them during the week, I do a deep dive into each one. So there's tons of valuable wisdom and diamonds and pearls. Hey, Lisa. There's tons of valuable wisdom and pearls on my YouTube channel. You can watch all of the lives, all of the replays for the lives are housed there. And also my Mission to Billions vlog is housed on my YouTube channel at The Peaceful Billionaire. And I'm live every day, Monday through Thursday at a random time. And I'm always live here on Fridays to be with you, to teach, to answer questions, let you pick my brain, celebrate your wins. So you get to end your week on a super powerful note, go into your weekend on a powerful note. And Lisa, I'm so happy to see you here and you're catching right at the end. Lisa, do you have any wins you want to celebrate? Anything you're celebrating this week? Anything you're grateful for? So we can celebrate with you. Okay. There you go. Hey, Lisa. Give me a gratitude or a win. What are you celebrating, my dear? Celebrating finally moving all of your stuff into a new place. Yay! That's exciting. Unpacking and decorating time now, which is the fun part. That happens to be one of my little side passions. I have a lot of fun. I actually enjoy moving. That might make me really strange. I actually enjoy moving because it forces you to go through all of your stuff and get rid of stuff, and you get to decorate again and get new stuff. So I actually like moving. So now for the fun part, Lisa. Congratulations. Anybody else? Thank you for being brave and sharing with us, Lisa. Does anybody else want to share something you're grateful for, or a win that you have, or something that you're celebrating, a win or something you're grateful for before we go? You're welcome. Anybody? Going once? Get it in the comments. Going once? Going twice? Any more wins? Any questions? Going once, going twice? All right. I shall let you be. I wish you an incredibly prosperous and peaceful and productive Friday and a peaceful and joyful weekend. And I look forward to being with you and seeing you next week. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.